Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. You join me down at the storage yard on yet another tinkering video. Yep, it's been a while, but I've managed to cobble together a few little fixes for you that we can do in a short space of time. The first one is simple. It's the gas locker seal. It's shrank and it's dried out, even though I do put silicone on it as I recommend. It's 7 years old and it's past its prime, so we're going to be replacing that. Also, the coving inside the cupboards, which hides all the wires, they keep falling down, so I've got a simple method on how to make that a lot easier for you. And we're also going to be tackling the front rubbers on the windows. I'm going to show you how I clean them and get them looking right, so it eliminates as many black streaks as possible. So let's go inside and I'll show you what I've bought and what we're going to be doing with in terms of tools. Okay, so here are the tools and equipment that we're going to use today for this video. We've got a pencil. Mine's a bit posh. You can get a cheap one, it'll do. A junior hacksaw. We may or may not need this, but more will become apparent later. We've put 2 pairs of side cutters, and we've also got ourselves a tape measure, pair of scissors, 2 soft microfiber cloths, and we've also, you can use whatever you want, but this is what I use for these type of jobs. It's Waterless Wonder Shine by Caravan Magic, so you don't need a bucket. It's great for when you're at a storage yard. Also, we've got a can of Pledge there. Now, it's the multi-surface one because it's got a silicone base in it. You don't want really one with waxing. Better off to get the silicone one. But more about that later. So let's take a look at the items that I've purchased that we're going to do these little jobs with. So here are the items that we're going to be using today in order to do these little tinkering jobs. The first one is a length of Caravan gas locker sealer. And then we've got some hook and loop tape. We call it Velcro, but it is a trademark. So it's hook and loop tape and it's an adhesive back one. And it's 2 centimeters wide. But that'll become more clear later on. So that's what we've got to work with. So let's get on with it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the gas locker itself. So let's open it up. Now the van is 7.5 years old now, and we've noticed now things are starting to sort of need some attention. And this in particular is one that I've always wanted to do for the last few months but never got round to doing it. The gas locker seal itself is rubber and it has a metal or wire casing inside to hold it firm when it fits against the actual inside of the gas locker. Now this has shrank over a period of time, so when the water comes in it's sort of running in here and it's dribbling down, which we don't want. So we want to get that seal sorted. Now it is starting to dry out, even though I do regularly put silicone on it. So we're going to take it off and we're going to measure it to see actually how long we need, because each van will be different. Now, if you've got a Sprite like mine, I can tell you in a minute exactly what it's going to be. But if you've got a Bailey or any other caravan that requires seals, they're all going to be different. So let's get my tape measure and let's pull this off. So to remove it, really, it couldn't be any simple. It just pulls off. Mine's like got to the stage where it's not much use anyway, so it does come off a lot easier. So just pass it round there. And off it comes. Now it's very mucky on there, so I'm going to give that a clean first, because we need this to be clean when we refit the next one. So to measure it, couldn't be simple. Take your tape measure, hold on to it, and just feed the tape through like so. Don't let it slip, otherwise you'll get the wrong measurements. So it's coming in at 2.9 to almost 3 meters. So this is by the meter, so you'd obviously order 3 meters. So to do a Sprite of this age, you need 3 meters of this gas locker seal. Now it's quite cheap, this. I was quite surprised. It cost me £14 from my local caravan dealers, which I was really impressed with. And that was from their service centre, because the shop didn't sell it for some reason. They sell other seals and other pipes, etc., but they sell this in the actual service area. So I'll grab the new one and we'll come in close and I'll explain how this is made up really and what it is. So in the tool section you saw me with my junior hacksaw, and there's a reason for it. If we can just get in close there, you can see that there's radials in it, or steel wires, which we've got to cut as well. I'm hoping that my side cutters will do it and I don't have to mess around with a hacksaw. That's why I brought it, just in case. And it's quite simple really. This is the section that slides onto your actual Caravan surround, and it's got little grippers on it, and we've also got the rubber padding and lip here to seal it off. Now if we take a look at our old one, that started to rust, as it would, and it's opened a lot more wider, so it's not even sitting properly when it's actually on, which is not much use really. You don't want to open the gas locker every time and it actually fall off. So let's give it a clean first of all, and then we can get on with the job. Okay, so let's spray on the waterless Wondershine from Caravan Magic. Give that a whirl. Now I'm not doing the whole of this, I just want to do the surrounding area. So I'm going to leave it for a couple of minutes and then we'll wipe it off. So there we go. I kind of get some crud inside here, but I'm not over worried about that. It is actually going to get a spring clean, or should I say a winter clean soon. So it is tackling it, it's getting rid of it. May as well do it all the way around it now. So I'll get on with that off camera and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so we've given this a good clean. I'm really happy with the result actually, it's done a really good job. Now, when we're fitting our new seal, what we want to do is really, we want to start from here, because what we want to do is feed it this way, feed it that way, and have our meat at the bottom. We don't want it at the top for obvious reasons, because the water will just pour straight in. So what I like to do is just take my pencil and mark where I think roughly centre is, so it helps me out. So taking our new one, what we're going to do is we're going to find out where the centre is, and that's relatively simple. Put them together. Now don't kink this or crease it, just work out roughly where it is. And we found out that the centre is where my fingers are. So what we're going to do is going to feed this through here, like so. And we're going to start pushing it on. Now, if it doesn't go on, because it will be a tight fit for the first time you've done it, then you can use a little bit of furniture polish. Like I said, the silicone one's best, but it seems to be doing a good job this. It's going on quite well, so I'm quite chuffed with this. So what I'll do is I'll get on with this off camera, and then we'll come to the crucial bit, which is potentially cutting it. So join me in a moment. So I've fitted it on now, and I've not actually had to cut it, but I'm not happy with that. I've got an idea for that in a moment. But if you get a wavy line like this, you can see it on the camera, it means that it's not obviously fitted in certain places. So just push in a bit harder and the wavy line will disappear, and you'll know that you've got a straight finish then, and it's fit flush to the actual surface. So I'm going to go around that and make sure I've completely done it, and I'm going to come back to you with an idea I've got for here. Okay, so we've got it fitted now and I'm happy with the results for this. If I were you, what I would try and do is try and make sure they're a little bit more generous if you've got a Swift. You just need probably an extra couple of mil, that's all. But nonetheless, it's still quite good. Now, what I was thinking about is there's nothing sort of here to actually sort of hold these two in place. Normally you get like a piece of rubber, especially in cars and things like that. So I thought, well, what can I use? And I had a chat with my mate Colin from Colin's Caravan Capers, and we come up with a few ideas. And then when I was sorting the garage out the other day, I remembered that I had some plastic pipe left from when I did the Vector Tap video. I'll leave a link to that in the description as well as up at the top. Now, I thought, well, why don't I use a piece of that, see if that fits? So I tried it off camera and it does. So what I've done is I've cut a piece like that, and it's about 3.5 centimetres long, and we're going to fit it inside the hole here on either side, and then that is going to be our bridge. Now, if I can't get it in fully, I'm going to use a bit of pledge in order to do it. So let's have a go. So and insert that a bit more. I think what we'll do, we're going to spray this time with the pledge and then see if it'll go in better. It's looking like it is. Yeah, that's it. It's in. I'm pleased with that. So push that in now. And now we've bridged our two rubbers together and joined them, which I really think looks quite neat actually. Okay, so that's how I fitted a new gas seal to my gas locker. I'm really pleased with it. I like the idea of that little bit of plastic piping, bridging it together. I didn't glue it together, to be fair, because it will shrink at some point, and if I do that it could cause it to rip or tear, and I don't want it. It's just a loose fitting piece of plastic that helps tie it together. Now, the proof in the pudding is, does it lock? So let's check it. Well, you have to push a lot further in, which I like, so it's going to reach that seal properly. So it is going to seal better. And there we go, it's locked, and we know it's sealed because of the amount of pressure we've had to push on here in order to close it. So I'm pleased with that. Now, the next job involves us going inside, which I'm pleased about because it's getting a bit chilly out here. So let's go inside and we'll take a look at the next thing. So the next item is this stuff. It's the plastic coving or cover cap, which goes inside the cupboards, and it hides all the unsightly wires. Now, the problem with that is it's pinned in the factory. Now, if you have work done on your caravan, like I've had several times actually, they remove the pins in order to get at the wires, if that's the case. Now, with that, that's all well and good, but the double-sided tape, I've tried loads and they never stick. They're a nuisance. So much so that I was chatting to, when I was at Cupboard Caravans when I was away in North Wales, chatting to one of the guys behind the accessories counter, and he suggested Velcro. So he actually even gave me some, which was very kind of him, but it wasn't heavy duty enough. I wanted a heavy duty adhesive one. So that's what we've got the hook and loop tape for. Hard to say, hook and loop, Velcro, shall we say. So that's what we're going to be doing now. So let's go over to my little makeshift bench I've made in the caravan, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Now, before we actually apply our Velcro to the caravan and the actual coving, what the best thing to do is take a pencil, dry fit them, and just make some little marks as to where it fits. So that way you get it level, like so. Just do this up here, like that. So if I take that away now, you can see that I've made some marks all the way across. So I know that that is going to be level and it's going to fit. And our tape's going to stick on the opposite side to where the pencil line is. Okay, so with our hook and loop tape, Velcro, whatever you want to call it, I measured this section here in between my fingers, and it came out at 2 centimetres approximately. So I bought that width of tape. I will leave a link to it in the description below. I bought it from Amazon, and we're going to put 3 strips on. We're not going to do it completely across it. We're just going to put one here, one in the centre and one on the end, and that will be on both sides. So that's what we're going to do first of all. So with the actual Velcro hook and loop tape, what I've decided to do is use a smooth on the actual panel itself, and on the inside of the caravan cupboard I'm going to use the rough stuff. So I've decided that what I'm going to do is take the actual, I'm going to do them in 10 centimetre strips. We're going to have one here, one here, one here, and obviously on the opposite sides as well. So I'll get on with that off camera and then I'll come back to you when I've stuck it all down. So I've fitted the smooth side to the actual coving. Now I have 2 more to do, so I'm going to get on with those and then we'll go to the cupboard and I'll show you how I'm going to do the other part. Now I've been reading the hook and loop tape instructions, which surprises me because I don't normally do that. And it does recommend that once this has been stuck down, to get the maximum use out of it and adherent, is best to leave it for a few hours. So I highly recommend, if you get this particular one, that you follow those guidelines. It'll help you out immensely. So I'll get on with the others and then we can move on to the next job. Okay, so we're now going to insert the Velcro in here. Now I took this opportunity to actually add some extra cable ties to this to neaten it up, which have done a good job. So I'm just going to trim them off with my little snips that I brought to do the other part of the video with. The gas locker. So just nip them up now and then neaten them off so we'll get a better finish. So that's them done. So I'll just go and get my Velcro and we'll start filling it in. Now when you're doing this, make sure that the inside of the cupboard is nice and dry and clean. You don't want to be doing this when it's very cold outside and it's full of condensation, because believe you me, this stuff will not stick, no matter how heavy duty it is. Okay, so I've left the Velcro for about 2 hours now, but I would probably recommend that you actually leave it for the full 24 like they say. So that's now in place and it's stuck up. So yeah, leave it 24 hours so it adheres properly. I've done it like this basically just to demonstrate it, but it does work. I'm really pleased with that. That's staying up. But the proof in the pudding will be when we eventually tow again. And remember, don't stick it if this is damp, because it just won't stick. Now one thing all us caravanners dread, and that is the dreaded black streaks. Yes, they're a nuisance, and on white caravans they look awful when they're there. Now I have done a video on what causes them, also how to treat them, and in some cases how to prevent them as well. Now the topic for today is the window rubbers. I have to be honest, I haven't done the window rubbers for quite a few months now, and as a result I'm now getting black streaks all over the caravan. Now today I'm going to show you how to clean the window rubbers properly so that you get less dreaded black streaks. I need to clean the caravan roof first of all, because I am here to do that, and then once I've done that off camera I'll come back to you and we'll crack on these windows and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so do this little clean. What we're going to be using is some all-purpose power cleaner from Caravan Magic. It's a non-abrasive cleaner, so that's what you need for this. We've also got 2 old dishcloths that I've pinched off Juliet. They'll be fit for nothing when we finish this job, so don't worry about it. Just use old ones, then you can bin them. You'll also need a towel, an old towel, to dry the window rubbers after you've finished. Now to clean the windows once you've cleaned your caravan, I highly recommend the window gem from Caravan Magic. Really good product and it does a good job. Also, we've got 2 soft microfiber pads, towels, one on, one off for the window gem. Now we'll need obviously a bucket of water with some cleaning solution in, and also a clear bucket of water as well. So let's get on with this little job. Okay, rubber gloves on, glasses on, we're ready to go. So what I like to do first of all, bring out my cloth in the warm water that I've got, like so. Spray on some of your cleaning solution and then start to rub down the windows. Now try not to get the actual product inside your windows. But just go out gently all round your window rubbers. So you can see now all different kinds of muck coming off it. That black is actually the window rubber itself. So If you've got areas that are not actually part of the window, like the side panel bits here, like so, just give them a good clean as well. I'll spray a bit more on. I'm just going to do this centre one's edging, so we've got that done as well. Now the reason why I sprayed to the cloth rather than the rubbers is I don't want it getting inside and causing damage to the curtains, because Juliet will go absolutely mental. So the best thing to do is just do it onto the cloth and then use it to rub off. So taking our clean one that's in the plain water, we're just going to wipe down and rinse off. Now don't go gouging into these rubbers if you see dirt, because otherwise the seal that seals the rubber in, it will split and it'll cause a leak. So just be very careful when you're cleaning the rubbers. Like I said, don't go gouging into the sides here, otherwise you'll ruin it. So we're repeating the process on this side. So we're spraying on the cloth, quite a liberal amount, and then I'm going to go around the window rubbers. Like I say, try and keep on the outside. That's coming off, see? This is how your black streaks form. It's basically, it's rubber and dirt from the rubber that retains round them. I'm going to keep going round there. Keep doing this. So we've got that done now. Just going to do the sides of the panel. Again, we're not digging into this rubber, we're just using a soft brush just to get this in. And now we'll rinse off. So now what I'm going to do is take my towel, dry off the rubbers. So once your windows rubbers are dry, take some silicone spray and a cloth, spray it on the cloth and rub it round. This will prevent these window rubbers in the heat sticking to the inside of the windows. Also, it stops them cracking as well. So when I'm cleaning windows, always like to have a cloth for on and work it in really well. Now this does bead up actually in the rain. It's really good stuff. And then once we're happy with it, finish it off with a nice dry cloth. Takes it off. And again with the others. And the last one now. There we go. Really happy with that. Look really good. Right, let's go inside and we'll have a chat. Well folks, that concludes our little tinkering video for this week. I hope you've got something out of this and it'll give you inspiration to look after your caravan and do some little fixes. The hook and loop tape, yeah, I'm going to leave a link to the 10mm wide. I think it's a lot easier to apply than this 20mm that I've got here. The gas locker, chuffed to bits with that. It's really made a difference. So much so that I examined the old one later and it really was perished. So it wasn't doing its job. So that will hopefully last another 6-7 years. The windows, they speak for themselves really. It's rubber. If you don't keep it clean, you're going to get black streaks, and they're probably 45% of the black streaks that are created on a caravan. So keep your window rubbers clean, look after them, and they'll look after you. Thanks for watching. I do hope you'll join us again soon, but in the meantime, bye for now.